What is going on, guys? Justin here with a pickups video. I'm calling this one my NES Trio deal because I had 3 separate Nintendo deals all converge into one day. So I've got a ton of stuff to show here. I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as I can while still showing everything. So let's kick this off with deal number 1. Now all 3 of these were Facebook deals. This first one, a lady had messaged me, sent me some pictures of a Nintendo bundle that she was looking to sell. She said the system didn't work that well, but she had a ton of games, like 35 games, and she had some good ones. So I offered her $80 for everything, and she came back at me with $100, and I said, sure, I'll pay $100. It actually turned into $105, which I'll explain that in a minute. But let's get into this here. Here's the system here. A little bit yellowed on the front, but other than that, not too bad. It does need new pins, though. I stuck a game in there, and it just like fell right out. So she wasn't kidding when she said it didn't work that well. Got the adapters for it, and there was 2 controllers. Like I said, she had a ton of games here. I'll start out with some of the cheaper ones first. We got Blades of Steel, Duck Hunt, The Little Mermaid, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Back to the Future, Paperboy, Prisoner of War, POW, Dragon Warrior, Yoshi's Cookie, Simpsons Bart versus the World. This one has seen its better days. The back of it is all cracked. Luckily though, it looks like all the damage is just to like the actual back of the cartridge, so I'll have to find one of these later release labels or something off a cheaper game and put it on this one. So where the Simpsons games are impossible to find in good condition. We got Rad Racer, Skate or Die, Mylon's Secret Castle, Legend of Cage, Bad Dudes, Adventures of Bayou Billy, Ninja Gaiden, and then this is the last stack of cheaper ones here. Excitebike, RoboCop, Wheel of Fortune, another RoboCop, and Tetris. So moving on to some of the better ones here now. This first one I actually needed for my collection. It's a Comerica game. It is Quattro Adventure. So I have Quattro Sports, I believe. This is Quattro Adventure. Treasure Island Dizzy, Linus Spacehead, Boomerang Kid, and Super Robin Hood on this one. We got Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Super C. Legend of Zelda. Actually a really nice condition cartridge. The front of it is, I mean, you get like this black that starts coming through the gold there, a little bit on the back, but this is a really nice looking copy. This was probably the best one that I got. I haven't had this one in forever. Ninja Gaiden 3, The Ancient Ship of Doom, which I believe is like a $50 or $60 cartridge now. I remember buying this back on eBay, probably like 2012 for $8 or $10, I think. I had the first 2 and I bought this one just to complete the trilogy. I'm glad I got it then because it's gone way up in price. Adventure Island 2, another Ninja Turtles, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So I got 2 of the first one and 1 copy of the second one. And moving on to the final stack here, we got Arkista's Ring, another one that's gone way up in price. I remember when this one was a cheaper title as well. Double Dragon 2, and Double Dragon 3. She had all 3 of them there. We got Metroid, Dr. Mario, and the original Mario Bros. So that's what I was going to pay $100 for, and she messaged me the morning that we were going to meet up for all this, and she's like, oh hey, I found a Game Genie with the book as well. She's like, if you want it, I'll sell it for like an extra $15. And I probably could have paid the $15 just because I was getting such a good deal on all this other stuff for $100, but I told her, look, I've already got a couple of those, which I do. I was like, I don't want to just leave you with that if I'm buying all the rest of your Nintendo stuff. Like, what's she going to do with it? So I was like, I can give you another $5 for it. And she said that was fine. So I got the Game Genie with the book for an extra $5. You know, most people would have just thrown it in for free since I was buying all of the rest of her stuff, but I don't know, whatever. What's an extra $5, right? So that was everything I got in NES deal number one for the day. Let me clear myself some room here, and we'll move on to the second deal, the biggest deal of the day. So after I got home and was looking through all the NES games that I just bought, I caught another Facebook message from a guy. He sent me a picture of an N64 system and a bunch of games that he was looking to sell. And as I was looking through those, he sent me another picture of a bunch of NES games he had for sale. Kind of asked me what I would offer for him. So he lived like an hour away from here, so I told him if he could deliver it to me that I would pay $120 for it all. Otherwise, if he wanted to meet like halfway or something, I could do $100. He was kind of just like, oh no, you know, I still play them from time to time. I don't want to sell them for that. So I kind of asked him what he was thinking as far as price. He said he was looking to get closer to $250 for everything. He said he had the Nintendo system as well that he would throw in for me. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, the only way that I'm going to get even close to that price is if this NES system that he has is like a top loader or something. So he sent me a picture of it, and sure enough, it was a top loader. So I was like, okay, now we're talking here. We ended up settling on $200 for everything. Then he told me he couldn't find the AC adapter for the system, so we did a $180 total for everything I'm about to show. So it actually ended up working out because I have an extra adapter that I can use for the top loader system. But it did come with the RF adapter, a zapper gun, and a controller. Unfortunately not the dog bone controller, just a regular one. So since I just showed the NES system, I might as well show the NES games. Not quite as many as the previous deal, but he had some good ones in here. So we got Wall Street Kid, Super Jeopardy, The Simpsons, Bart vs. the Space Mutants. In good shape, actually. A good condition Simpsons game. Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, King's Knight, Wheel of Fortune. So this next one here is basically the reason that I really wanted this deal, because this is one that I remember Ryan buying from our local play and trade for $4.99 way back in probably like 2011 maybe. It's gone up pretty significantly in price since then. It's Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. A very difficult game to find on the NES. It's not like super expensive. I think it's like a $30, $35 cartridge, but it's just one that you just never, I rarely ever see. This is only, other than the one Ryan has, this is the only one I've ever seen. So very happy to get this one for my collection. We got Mega Man 2, DuckTales, The Adventure of Link, Zelda 2. Actually another pretty nice condition Zelda cartridge. A little bit of wear on the back, but it's pretty good. We got Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt again, Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3. In the last stack of them here we had Tecmo Bowl, Ghosts and Goblins, The Adventures of Dino Ricky with some gunk of some sort on it, Journey to Silius, another one that I was surprised had gone up to like $20, $25 for the cartridge, Blades of Steel, and Rocket Ranger. I think that was all for the NES games. Yep, looks like it. So I'll show the N64 stuff next. He had the system here. It's missing the lid for the jumper pack there, but I have an extra one, I think. So this came with the cords for the system, AV and AC. He had 4 controllers, but unfortunately all the joysticks on these are pretty dead. He had a red one, a blue one, and 2 gray ones, but I mean, they're so worked in that I don't think any of these are salvageable, so that was a little bit unfortunate, but what are you going to do? He had a transfer pack and a Game Shark version 3.3. So he actually had quite a bit of games, like I mentioned. A lot of wrestling games, but there were some other good ones in here as well. We got 007 GoldenEye, Cruisin' World, WCW Nitro, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Mayhem, which I think is WCW. It's written in such small print, I'm not even going to be able to show it. It does say WCW up there though. NBA Live 99, Army Men Sarge's Heroes, Resident Evil 2, the significant label fading. We got Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey 98, Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. Gauntlet Legends. This is not one that I've had in a while. I don't remember the last time I had that one. Super Mario 64. Paperboy. And the last stack of them here. More wrestling. WWF No Mercy. WWF Warzone. NFL Blitz. WCW NWO Revenge. Rugrats Scavenger Hunt. San Francisco Rush. And finally Aero Gauge. Now, he said he took these out and played them from time to time. I don't believe him because even just after going through all those, my hands are so dusty. You could tell these have just been stored away for a very long time. But anyway, $180 for all that. A little bit of a road trip. I think it was definitely worth it, especially to get something like this for my collection and a top loader. So anyway, let me clear myself some room and I will move on to the final deal. It's a little bit smaller, but still pretty good. So this last NES deal was initiated actually like a week and a half ago. A lady sent me a Facebook message, told me she had a Nintendo, and she listed me some games that she had that she was looking to sell. And I think I offered her like $50 for them. And she was like, well, okay, I'm going to test it out, make sure it all still works and everything. And I've had this happen before. You know, people plug in the system again, they have kids or whatever, or even just themselves. They start playing it, and they get nostalgic for it, and they don't want to sell it anymore. And that's kind of what happened here. The lady was like, yeah, well, the kids, you know, kind of started playing it, and they're not sure if they want to sell it. And so I was like, okay, no problem. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, I'm just give it like a week, send her another message, and I'm sure she'll be ready to sell it. So that's what I did. And sure enough, she's like, yeah, we lost interest in it, so we'll go ahead and sell it. And she's like, well, how about we do can we do $60 instead of $50 though? Because I found a Game Genie that I'll throw in for you. And I was just like, this is the second time in 12 hours that a Game Genie has made me pay more for a Nintendo bundle, like it's made of real gold or something. But anyway, I was like, you know, it's still a good deal for $60. So I was like, yeah, sure, we'll do $60. So this is what I got. The system here, it's in actually in pretty nice shape. I think it needs new pins. She said she couldn't get some of the games to work. I'm sure it's the system and not actually the games. Came with the adapters here and 2 controllers. And not a ton of games, but a few decent ones. We got Adventure Island, so that'll go well with the Adventure Island 2 that I just got. Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, like what, the 4th one for this video. Paperboy. Super Mario Bros. 3, which has seen better days. Yeah, you can probably see it's all cracked in right here. Someone stepped on it or something, or dropped something on it. So I don't know. I'm sure it still works fine because I think the board's down here further. But yeah, cosmetic damage to say the least. I got a copy of Contra. Go good with the Super C that I got in the first deal. Dig Dug 2, Monopoly, Tetris, and the last one was Double Dare. Another one that I needed for my collection. So actually, I think that was 1 game per deal that I needed to keep for my collection. So that's pretty cool. This is just one that I've never come across before. I have played it. I remember my cousin, not my roommate, one of my other cousins had a Nintendo back in the day, and he had Double Dare. I remember playing it over at his house. I think it's a pretty crappy game, but one for the collection for sure. So $60 for that, and that completes my my NES Trio. It's just kind of crazy when everything comes together in one day. I was driving all over the place picking this stuff up, but I'm definitely happy with the purchases, and definitely happy if you guys stuck around to check out this entire video. Hopefully have another one for you soon. Until then, take care.